I may have broken this thumb getting this wedge to get this die out of the power hammer. Hey YouTube, coming to you on a blustery day. My original plans for the day have been kind of thwarted. I was planning on working on that catwalk to get it out of the way and get it gone, and using a MIG, I can't weld in the wind because it blows the shield gas away, and it's kind of hard to paint in the wind. It was supposed to be clear skies and sunny, and we ended up with cloudy skies and drizzly and windy. So we're going to shift focus a little bit into the garage for a little bit. My welding table is cluttered again, which happens with regularity. I want to push on a little bit with this power hammer a little as I clean the table off, and I just figured I'd capture that. Most notably, I'm going to start with trying to get this upper die off of the power hammer. So in a previous video you saw me just pounding away trying to get this die key out so we can release this upper die. Let's turn this so it doesn't fall off the table. Hang on. You're trying to fall off the table. Alright, anyway. But I mean, it is wedged in there. I don't know. It is in there pretty tight, and I'm having a heck of a time. So I just went ahead and took the whole arm off, and I set it up here. Sometimes it's just easier to work on something when it's not installed on the equipment. So now that I've got it turned this way, I'm going to see if I can drive that die key out. All that's doing is bending my punch. Alright, this is what I'm thinking now. I've got these two, the heat didn't seem to do any good, a lot of that's because I just don't want to get this thing too hot. I don't want to destroy any temper that it may have, at least not too bad. So what I'm thinking now is I've got these two flange wedges here, and I'm going to try and push the die, as far that way as I can in hopes that it might free this key up. Okay, all right, well this ain't funny anymore. I am just running pin punches trying to drive that out because that's all I have that fit in there, and now I don't even have that. I've got these little flange wedges on there, and they seem to have created a gap here. I mean, I don't know how well you can see that, but there is definitely a gap now between the die and the key. But she don't want to move. So I think what we're going to do, what I have noticed, is pounding on the die has caused it to shift a little bit this way. Now I think there's supposed to be a pin in the back of this, but I also noticed that this die is not centered in this block, so I'm wondering if that pin actually exists. So I think what my course of action now is going to be, I may just see if I can drive the die sideways out of the block just see how far I can get it, see what happens. And if there is a pin in there, well, and it gets sheared off, well, I can replace that. But I really want to get this die out in one piece so I can inspect it and then end up having to buy a new one anyway. So, you know, let's pound on it a little bit more. Get my safety goggles on here, huh? I don't want to lose an eye. I think it's moving. Yeah, it's definitely moving. That was a hard-fought victory right there. Yeah, it was in there, but good. The die, it did have a pin in there. I don't think I'm the one that sheared it. I think it was already sheared from something else. I don't know whether it was somebody trying to do the same thing I was doing or what, but yeah, I mean, I didn't help. There's the old die. It's seen better days. I'll measure it. I think it's short, so we're going to probably order new dies. We're going to keep these old ones, though, because we may be able to use them for something else. But, yeah. Anyway, we're not done yet. This whole block, I need it off this bar. So we've got another key here that's been driven well past where it should be. You can see it's just mushroomed over. It's actually been driven so far that it has come up out of its designated spot and bent around here. So we're gonna, I'm not sure, it's gonna be a lot of just pounding and hoping and praying and stuff. starting to move, so we either broke it or it's coming out. Oh boy, that's a big hole. All right. Mother Fletcher. Well, that's it. Finally got everything taken apart on the power hammer. I do have some exciting news about the power hammer. I was in contact with the Little Giant, current owners of the Little Giant Power Hammer Company or whatever. And he has my spring. The arms. He has one. He says he might be able to get the second one, in which case we'll be able to get a new spring, 2 new arms. He has the dies and the die keys. The other things, the things he doesn't have, which he said he'd provide me with the drawings, were things like these links, and he may or may not have the pins. Those aren't a problem. I'm not even worried about them. If he has them, he doesn't have them, great. No big deal. We can work without them. I'm beyond jazzed that he can get the arms, hopefully. You know, it's all hollow promises. I did ask him again about the number on here, and he came back with an interesting deal. He says, the last one registered in the ledger is number 417. Ours is 418. He went on and he said it may be the last one that was sold. He says, but there's no register. So it is possibly the last one. We don't know. If anybody, I'm kind of interested. I know over time this video will collect more and more viewers that are interested in this hammer. So if you are somebody that owns this hammer and you have a number that is higher than 418, I'd be interested to know, because if I've got the last one, that just guilts me into dumping a bunch of money to make sure it's, preserved. Anyway, that's it for this show. If you liked it, thumbs up. If you didn't like it, please don't give me a thumbs down. How petty can you be? Just go away. Anyway, comment, like, subscribe. You know the rules, the YouTube stuff. And until next time, bye.